What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns here, welcoming you to the ninth installment of my monthly Top 5 Ideas series. These are ideas that I come up with and you come up with, my fans, viewers, and subscribers, on ways that Rockstar can hopefully improve Grand Theft Auto Online. And if you want to go back and watch the previous episodes of Top 5 Ideas, great news, I do have a playlist for you to go and check out on my channel. And with that playlist plug out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. The first idea comes from Delinquent, one of my friends and subscribers and viewers. His idea is something that he mentioned a while back when we were playing Red Dead Redemption on multiplayer back on the 360, way back in late October, early November, when we were really bored with last gen on Grand Theft Auto Online. We decided to play Red Dead Redemption and we had fun doing it. So his idea was for us to have the ability to crouch while walking. You know how you can crouch behind vehicles and objects? Well, in Red Dead Redemption, your character could actually crouch down while walking, and it was really cool. It wasn't just like arching your back over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, as we can do in Grand Theft Auto Online. No, you could actually crouch low to the ground, which was really cool. So that is definitely an idea that I would really love to see Rockstar implement and give our characters in Grand Theft Auto Online the ability to actually crouch while walking. And everybody that's played Red Dead Redemption knows exactly what Delinquent and I are talking about. The next idea comes from Night Stalker. It was an idea he gave to me a while back, but I forgot about it, and I just recently remembered. Fortunately for Top 5 Ideas 9.0, it concerns the possibility of mods. Now, obviously, PC is coming in late March. We hope, right? It's been delayed once or twice, obviously, but once it gets here, the big question is, will Rockstar set aside servers for modded lobbies? Because a lot of us have a very bad experience with the Black Hat modders who have messed up the last gen servers significantly, and there's still issues there. We'll get to that in a moment, by the way. But there's also really good modders out there called White Hat modders. Well, that's what I call them. That makes some pretty cool stuff for PC version of Grand Theft Auto 4, for a Skyrim, and plenty of other games out there as well. So if Rockstar actually does decide to play nice with the modders and give them their own servers, their own little playground, which I think would be really cool. Now, this is Night Stalker's idea. Very similar to whenever people create jobs in the creator tool for races, death matches, LTS, captures, etc. What if Rockstar actually every month awarded 5 modders that created various items on the PC version of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online, like various car liveries or weapon skins, clothing items, masks, etc. They picked out 5 every month, put the 5 items for sale on PC, current gen, and perhaps even last gen, as time-limited items that you could purchase, a new weapon skin, a new car livery, or clothing item or mask, and you could go buy it, and you spend Grand Theft Auto currency for it, or shark cards for it, and either the modders get $1 million in Grand Theft Auto currency, or they get a percentage of the sales, say 5, 10% cash or whatever, or at the very least the modders get some mentioning in a newswire. So that was a really cool idea by Night Stalker. Now, to be honest, we have no idea how Rockstar is going to react to the modders until Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online finally comes out on PC in late March. Then we're going to find out once and for all whether or not Rockstar is going to be more like Bethesda and give them an opportunity to create mods, maybe even a modding kit, or are they just going to say, nope, this is ours, no modders need apply to Grand Theft Auto Online on PC. So we'll find out in about a month from now. Personally, I hope that Rockstar is going to go the route of appeasement, at least having a server or a couple servers set aside just for modded Grand Theft Auto Online lobbies, even if it was sandbox like multiplayer on Grand Theft Auto 4 and of course multiplayer for Red Dead Redemption, as long as you could go in and pick out an assortment of wacky, crazy, fun modded items to play with. Just make it one big giant sandbox, but like I said, we'll find out soon enough. Moving on to idea number 3, fix the effing servers already. Now, we've been having servers for a very long time concerning Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, unfortunately, this is nothing new. Most multiplayer games, most online games, MMOs, whatever you want to call them, have server issues to a certain extent. Some more problematic than others. Now, when Rockstar officially released Grand Theft Auto 5 in September 2013, and then a month later, Grand Theft Auto Online on last gen, for the first few days, there were some serious server issues, but Rockstar worked through it and was able to get to somewhat smooth sailing after a few days of it officially launching in October 2013. Then, of course, a year later, November 2014, Grand Theft Auto Online comes to current gen. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and coming soon, PC. All right, back on subject. So, since the launch in November 2014, we have had issues with the current gen servers. Not the same as the servers at the beginning of October 2013 with last gen, but we've still had issues. Now, to be fair, the PlayStation 4 servers aren't nearly as bad. Though there's some quirks here and there, still needs to be some work done to the PlayStation 4 servers, especially since it's a current gen top-of-the-line console. Now, the Xbox One servers is another story altogether. That is the Cloud Sim 2015. You want to go and sit in a cloud for a while? Well, Xbox One Grand Theft Auto Online is the perfect place to go. There's trouble with the lobbies. You go into a public lobby, you might be lucky to find a couple people in there, and if there's a few more people in there than, say, 6 or so, then you start seeing people leave and they're being lagged out. And the same problem happens with races and missions and other jobs. It's just very difficult to actually get your friends, your crewmates into the same public lobby or invite lobby as you are when it comes to Xbox One. And this has been going on for that's right, count it, 3 months now, ever since Xbox One and PlayStation 4 opened up for Grand Theft Auto Online. So you think by now, after 3 months, Rockstar would have had this issue resolved. So hopefully they will get around to it eventually, sooner, hopefully, rather than later. And once they do, hopefully things will be a lot more smooth sailing in Grand Theft Auto Online on current gen. Now, last gen has other problems as well. Sadly, both Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 lobbies are being modded and hacked to death by Black Hat modders, and it gets worse and worse every time Rockstar tries to patch it. And unfortunately, the reality is the hardware is old, so eventually Rockstar is just going to stop doing updates for the 360 and the PlayStation 3, and we're going to see Grand Theft Auto Online on last gen go the way of Grand Theft Auto 4 multiplayer, which means it's going to be like Wild Wild West where anything goes, and there's no longer going to be any supervision or patches coming from Rockstar. But hopefully last gen Grand Theft Auto Online still will get some maintenance, some updates, and of course DLC action for at least another year or two. We can only hope. Moving on to the fourth idea. Some of you may already know about this idea I've thrown out on various live streams I've done. And of course, it got mentioned on the Monday mailbox a few weeks ago via the Saints fan. Yes, I submitted it. Surprise, surprise. My hunting DLC jobs idea. Now, here's the premise in case you haven't heard anything about it. Okay, so new jobs that would basically be kind of like a compromise for the lack of wildlife in Grand Theft Auto Online in free mode. Now, unfortunately, I think this hunting DLC and jobs would probably be only doable on the current gen consoles. So you would go up to one of the icons across the map. Maybe it would look like a paw of a cougar or a wolf or a bear or something, and it would allow you to do a hunting job. Either one-on-one, you and a friend or a crewmate, or team versus team. Or the Saints fans' idea was like a man versus beast mode, where you had a team of hunters versus a team of animals. Like some of the players would get to play as animals, like wolves or cougars, and I guess the team with the most kills would win. It's kind of like a man versus beast death match. So those are the 3 versions of the hunt that I'm envisioning, a one-on-one, which is very similar to team versus team, but also this third idea that I got to give credit to the Saints fan for, man versus beasts. It would be time limited. It would be zoned very similar to survival, so you'd have to stay within the hunting grounds. If you went out for more than 20 seconds, you would automatically be kicked out. And of course, the most kills per person or team wins, and there would only be certain weapons allowed by the quote-unquote hunters, like the sniper rifles, a pump shotgun, knife, no assault rifles, maybe a pistol, maybe one of the standard pistols you could use, but you couldn't use RPGs or the minigun or grenades for the hunt. Now, each team would get RP, obviously. Each player, for each kill you got, would give you a little bit of RP. And obviously, the winners would get more RP and Grand Theft Auto currency than the losers. Duh. But if you got killed during the hunt, you would automatically respawn. Whether you're doing one-on-one, team versus team, or man versus beasts. Now, the different types of hunts I have in mind to go along with the variations that we already mentioned, of course, wild boar, rabid dogs, coyotes, cougars, dive-bombing birds, stampeding cows, wild feral cats, rutting deer or elk or whatever the hell you call them. They look like deer to me, but that's a side point. Maybe even a shark mode as well, which would include boats, grenades, and proximity mines you could use as depth charges, sniper rifles, a knife, perhaps even the scuba gear if you wish to be brave enough to go underwater after the sharks. And another weapon that I'd like to see included would be the spear gun, which I've mentioned in a previous top 5 idea. Now, I'm almost done with my hunting idea, but I have one more thing I'd like to add. Unlockable bonus hunts. That's right. After you do a lot of these other hunts and you do well, you unlock quote-unquote bonus hunts. Clown hunts where you have to fight off, charging psychotic clowns. That'd be kind of cool. Or you could just make that a future survival. That would be awesome as well. A Bigfoot hunt where you have to go up against Bigfoot that are really strong and just beat the crap out of you. Zombie hunt, and of course, maybe even alien hunts as well. So that's my 4th idea, a Hunting Jobs DLC. And my 5th and final idea for Top 5 Ideas 9.0, more transparency. Now, there's no question that Rockstar makes great, quality, awesome games. From Grand Theft Auto to Red Dead, Bully, Max Payne, you get the idea. They're very good at what they do. But they are very secretive. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it also is not exactly a good thing. And look, we're not expecting Rockstar to be given full 110% disclosure on every little thing you're doing. But come on, guys, throw us some info bones here. Give us a few days or weeks heads up when you guys decide to throw out a new DLC or update. Say, hey, a new update's coming up on Tuesday or Thursday of this date. At least a couple days or a week or so in advance instead of dropping it us the day before or that morning of. Like, oh, we wake up and, oh, by the way, there's a new DLC. Surprise. Please don't do that anymore, Rockstar. You're going to make my hair turn gray or fall out if you keep doing this to me. But in all seriousness, come on, Rockstar. I mean, we as gamers, want to be kept in the loop when it comes to things. Like, for example, the Valentine's DLC that never happened. Now, obviously, we were expecting it, even though there was no confirmation, no information from Rockstar whatsoever that there would be a Valentine's DLC. The only thing we went on was the fact that last year we got a Valentine's DLC, so we all assumed that we would get one this year as well. But alas, nothing. Valentine's came and went, and we got nada. We didn't even get last year's content for everybody that didn't have a chance to purchase the Gusenberg, the Roosevelt, the suits, the fedoras, or the awesome masks. So, Rockstar, we are supposed to be part of this vital community, right? You've said that many times that, us gamers, us YouTubers, make part of the family of Rockstar and part of the Grand Theft Auto universe, in a way, I guess. And I realize you guys are really busy dealing with issues and problems and working on future content. I get that, but could you at the very least do maybe a Q&A once a month? Just like you guys did on December 17th, my birthday, back in 2014, your asked and answered newswire you guys put out. You guys should do that once a month at least. That would be really awesome. You guys just take a few questions, you answer them, you get them back to us in a newswire. That way we feel like we're part of the loop, that we're being informed about things coming soon and, of course, coming down the road to Grand Theft Auto Online. So that's just my 2 cents for whatever it's worth. And there you have it, Top 5 Ideas 9.0. Let me know below in the comments section which idea do you like the most. Crotch while walking, similar to Red Dead Redemption, winning mods, fixing the servers, a Hunter Jobs DLC, or more transparency from Rockstar concerning Grand Theft Auto Online, future updates, DLC, perhaps games coming up down the road. Put out in a monthly or perhaps bi-monthly asked and answered newswire, very similar to what you guys did back in December.
Yeah, that would be great.